Tottenham Arsenal review. I'm sure you guys will watch the match. I didn't go to church early. I said I was going to watch the game and then I'll go to the later service. So I watched the game too. So we'll start with you, Stephen. What did you just give us a review of the game from your perspective?
Yeah, no, I mean it was a strange game because I don't think we went there and maybe played as open as people thought. Um, I think we respected Spurs, but we also had a plan to kind of hit them on the break or take advantage of them on set pieces, and that's kind of how the game played out. I don't think it was a 3-0 half time. I think that the score kind of flattered us a little bit. We just basically very ruthless in that first half. But yeah, no, I thought it was a good away performance from Arsenal, and again, you just see the maturity of the team. They can handle situations, they can handle different grounds because the ground was really hostile. You can hear that in like the first 5-10 minutes, and they kind of just rode that out. And then once we got in front from the set piece, it was like, okay, you guys come in, and then just picking them off set pieces and on the break. So I thought it was a really good game. I thought Havertz was amazing today, just in terms of the role that he had to do. He gave Van der Ven and Romero a lot to think about, held the ball up well, got his goal, got the assist as well. Again, it was weird just what positions he was ending up in because he was at left back at 1 minute with the goal for Saka. He was at right back defending at one point. I was like, what position are you actually playing in? But no, it was a really good game from Havertz and the team overall. But I just think the way that we can defend as a unit, we're really hard to play against, and we got some good players up front that when we get chances, if we're ruthless, we'll be okay through to the end of the season. So I thought it was a good away performance. Spurs were never going to roll over even at 3-0, but I think we helped them obviously Raya with his moment of madness. But yeah, no, I thought it was a good win.
Great. All right, Henry, what about you?
I agree with everything he said so far. First of all, I would commend the boys. I know last season I did mention that the next step in our progression will be to start winning games that sometimes we don't have business winning, meaning learning how to win ugly. Today is one of those games, right? Because again, first half, I know we're up three, but I was like, we really didn't play anything. Like, yes, we were ruthless up front, and there are a few things you can tie that to. Obviously, where I feel like we're a little bit more sharp compared to them. They haven't played, I think, any games in what 14 days, 10
Yeah,
Yeah,
days.
I think
Yeah, so you can tell they were rusty. They had a few chances with the defender hitting the bar like twice or something. Yeah, but again, this is the little progress I'm seeing with Arsenal, right? It's the ability to win even when you're not really in the game. But City did the same thing today. If you watch the game, Nottingham like could have nicked that game, but they just had poor finishing. So those are the little progress. And then the second thing is we're now competing for the second season in a row, going head to head, going into what the last 3-4 games with City. So that's the progress for me here. Again, the game was good. It shows a different side of Arsenal, and that's what I can't ask for anything more than that.
um yeah, do we need to talk about Liverpool? Let's
Oh yeah, we should. You know why we should?
we'll start with this new coach. Arne Slot or Arnie Sloppy Seconds. That was the title. But what do you guys think about this? I think they have. Is it like a rumor or is it factual that he's going to
it's
be?
it's factual.
The
So it's in the
factual.
Dutch press
Okay.
where I'm at. He's gonna come to Liverpool, but again, we have this habit of disrespecting managers when we don't know who they are. Like this guy is not any any kind of manager, right? Like in the Dutch league, again, he's done really well with the teams that he's managed. He's highly rated. I don't think he's Klopp. For damn sure, he ain't Klopp. And Liverpool's going through a transition, right? Like they're going to lose Klopp. Salah's probably going to go in the summer. Van Dijk's 31, 32. Like we know Liverpool's in a transition. So I think it could be a tough job for him coming to the Prem, coming from the Dutch league with a team in that kind of transition. We've seen it with Ten Hag. We've seen it when David Moyes went to Man United. Like when you're coming into these big clubs with these high expectations,
Yeah.
even if you have a reputation yourself, it's not the easiest to come after these big managers. And I think that's going to be the main challenge I have for him. I think he's a good manager, but I think Liverpool is going to be in such a place after Klopp with all the work they have to do with that team and players, and I just think expectation, I think he might struggle. But he's actually a good manager. I just think it's a job I wouldn't take if I was him right now. But yeah, I mean, you can't turn it down if they come to you.
What about the other guy? There was rumors of links to another person. I can't remember what team he coaches.
Yeah,
His name starts with an A.
Anarim.
Yes. So
Yeah, no,
now there's links of this one to West Ham.
Yeah, I don't think Anarim was ever really a link. I think that was the press.
Okay.
Because I think he had conversations with West Ham. It sounds like, because he came out and apologized for taking a meeting in season.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, he's another one. He's a good manager. I think West Ham might be a good place for him. Because again, you're coming in, there's not a lot of pressure. You change your style of play, you build something, you got good players there. That's where I would have seen someone like a Slot go in and being able to make a name for themselves versus following Klopp and expectation that you're going to be moving Liverpool to challenge next season and all of this with no Salah and Van Dijk's 32, 33. I just think it's a really tough job. And I don't think he's going to get that patience from people coming in.
So, Henry, before you go, let me ask this. I know Salah's contract ends in 2025, and the other two, I think Van Dijk's ends in 2025 as well. And what's the other young boy? TAA.
Yeah, Trent.
So, yeah, Trent. Are they all? Do you think there's a chance that they all stay in the Klopp-less Liverpool?
To do what?
To destabilize the team.
To do what? There's no incentive for them to stay.
No incentive. Like, why
I think Trent stays. I think Trent for sure
That's
stays.
only because he's British, right?
Is he a Liverpool kid?
Yeah, I think Trent for 100% stays. I don't think Trent goes anywhere.
But that's the only person.
But the other two, I don't think they're gonna want Van Dijk in a year. I don't think they're gonna want him. He's on a massive contract. They're gonna have to move on. He's gonna be again. You're gonna want to move and get a younger pair, and you try and keep Kanate, get another defender in. You're gonna want to move Van Dijk on at some point. Yeah. So I think they're not gonna want Van Dijk. And then I think the Salah one in the summer, he's off to Saudi for sure.
Yeah,
so
he goes to He's not again. There's no for those two. There's no incentive on. There's no reason for Liverpool to keep them because I feel like they now understand that they're going to be in a rebuild post Klopp. Yeah. So they wouldn't. They're not. They know they're not. They're going to be in the doghouse for a little bit. The question is how long. United is still in the doghouse. We were in the doghouse for what 10 years. How many years did we in the doghouse?
10? More like 20.
Actually, we're probably still in the doghouse. We're keeping it 100.
We are.
In the last 2 years, but it's a rebuild. Everybody forgets it's a painful, slow process. That's why I always diss Chelsea fans. Yeah, we've won Champions League. Keep quiet. You guys cannot buy your way out of a rebuild. It's very, very difficult to buy your way out of a rebuild, except you're lucky, right? With proper coaching and you get really, really influx of young players that are actually closer to their peak.